What is going on, everyone? My name is Ovi and welcome to a new FIFA 21 tutorial on the channel. I know you guys will absolutely love this mini series that I am launching on the channel. It is a mini series in which I am going to analyze gameplay scenarios from my previous wins or losses in FUT Champions or Division Rivals, and we're gonna do a tutorial out of it. We're gonna see what I did good, what I did bad, and trust me, this is the best way to improve in FIFA 21. Before getting started, make sure to smash the like button if you want to see more of this series on the channel. And fellas, in this episode we are going to talk about the top 5 biggest mistakes that you can do in defense in FIFA 21. First one is overcommitting. When you are defending and when you want to do a tackle, make sure that you're gonna get the ball from that tackle, because if you misplace a center back like you are seeing in this example and you do not get the ball back, you gotta get the ball back 100%. Else, boys, you will be creating a lot of space in defense. And the examples that you are seeing on the screen are exactly from matches I lost. Actually, I lost only one game in FUT Champions from this, and from certain scenarios when I conceded goals. This is how I like to analyze the game and learn about my mistakes. Here, way too committed up front with the center back. Try and never do that, because as you can see, I left a lot of space and I didn't win the ball. And of course, if you are playing against a good opponent, he will know instantly how to use that mistake of yours, create advantage for him, and eventually score a goal. What I should have done here? Okay, I missed the tackle with the center back, but afterwards, first thing I should have done was to cover back the ground behind the center back. That's very important. Instead of that, I tried to do something totally wrong, to cover the wrong player, and I gave the opponent the opportunity to play that ball in the empty space. Next big mistake that you can do in defense that I also did, and this is also because we are still getting used to the game, to FIFA 21. I still have some FIFA 20 reflexes in me, and let me explain you what was the big mistake that I did right here. As you can see, the opponent is coming with 2 strikers in the penalty box. The mistake that I did was to cover the wrong one. Just think about it. If I would have moved my player back, first of all, I would have closed the striker that eventually scored the goal, and if the opponent would have played the ball to the player that I initially wanted to mark, and it was a mistake, let's say he does the second scenario and I still cover the center, then I would have been able to move my center back and move it towards the direction of his shot, or be aggressive with him and even do a tackle. But by covering the wrong player there, never cover that player when in this situation. Always go defend the goal. Always go defend the goal. By what I did, I offered him a free goal. Now, what we have here is, wow, maybe the most important, especially when playing against formations with 2 strikers. 4-4-2, 4-2-2, 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, 4-1-2-1-2 wide, even though the wide formation is not that used in Division Rivals and FUT Champions. Try and avoid as much as possible the 2-on-2 that is going on now in my defense. Try and play your central defensive midfielder. Use him, cover the ground back in defense, and do not expose your 2 defenders to 2 strikers. It is deadly for you. Actually, it was deadly for me. As you can see, it is not impossible, but very difficult to properly defend when the opponent has 2 players. You've got 2 defenders. He's got so many tricks up his sleeve if he's a good player, and eventually it is easier for him to score a goal than it is for me to defend. So this is why, do not let him have 2 versus 2. Make sure to use one of the CMs, one of the CDMs, to come back in defense and try and involve your CDM in defending. CDM plus 2 center backs is 3 against 2. It's a whole other story. In the 4th example, we've got something very interesting and characteristic to FIFA 21. It's bad decision making, doing an action, pressing a control that is not suited to that particular scenario. That being the standing tackle. What you need to know in FIFA 21 is the fact that sliding tackles are very good to use. And as you can see here, I barely just miss the standing tackle. If I would have went with a sliding tackle there, be more aggressive, 100% that ball would have been mine and I wouldn't have conceded a goal. So be careful in these type of scenarios. When it is obvious that a sliding tackle is better, go with him. Last but not least, the most important one. And why is this the most important one? Because this is a reflex from FIFA 20 that I need to forget about it, and you guys also need to forget about it. We see here that the opponent has very nicely isolated his striker with my center back. GG for him. But in this moment here, he just goes through my player. Why does he do that? Because I was telling you, it is a reflex from FIFA 20, holding down LT and RT, or L2 and R2. Holding that down, the jockey movement together with the pace button was so overpowered at defending in FIFA 20. Now, make sure in this type of situations only to use the jockey movement. If I would have done that, only using the jockey movement there is no way the striker would have went through my player. So remember this is a big one, maybe the most important one. So boys, there you have it. Top 5 mistakes in defense that you need to avoid to improve your game. Make sure to smash the like button if you are enjoying this mini series on the channel in which we do gameplay analysis. My name is Ovi and I'll see you boys in the next video. Bye bye.